Hello students, in this session I will be covering one of the journal program for BSc Computer Science students. The problem statement is write a program using nested for next loops that will produce the following pattern, this output pattern. Okay, so here this pattern has to be produced using for next loops. First start the application here, Microsoft Visual Basic 6.0 and select standard exe project. To design this application, we have to read the input. So what input we have to read? We have to read, that is the input for the steps. So actually how many steps I want to print this pattern. For example, if I provide the input as 2, then first line as well as second horizontal line has to be, only this pattern has to be printed. First line in the sense 1 star with number 1, then second line 2 stars with number 2. Then if I provide the input as 3, then the same pattern, first line 1 star with number 1, second line 2 stars with number 2, then third line 3 stars with number 3. This should be the pattern for input 3. If I provide the input as number 4, then this has to extend with the next line, that is with 4 stars and number 4 here. Fine. So we have to read the input value from the text box. So here in this application I will take one label to instruct the user to enter the input, and also I will take the text box to read the input from the user, and a command button to perform the operation. That is, when I click on this command button, the pattern has to be printed on the form. Only these many are the required controls for this application. Now we have to change the properties of the respective objects. First, for the form, I will change the form name FRM pattern. I will change the caption of the form as pattern, and for the label I will change the name of the label as LBL1, and also I will change the caption as enter the number colon, enter the number colon. Then for the text box I will change the name of the text box as txt input, and I will change the text property and set it to blank for the text box. Then I will change the properties of command button, that is name of the command button cmd print. Then caption of the command button I will set it to print pattern, print pattern. Okay, so only these are the required properties that I have changed. Now after changing the properties, we have to write the code for the respective object. So on click of the command button, the particular operation has to be performed. So we have to write the code for command button click event procedure. So double click on the command button to write the code for the command button click event. Now I will declare the two variables here for looping operations. Okay, because here we have to implement what nested for loops, and we have to use here two for loops, nested for loops. Okay, so two variables are required for operating with the for loops, nested for loops, and one more variable I will just declare for reading the input from the text box and storing the input value to the variable. So I will declare the module level variables here. Dim variable I as integer, comma j as integer, and also I will take n as integer. I and j are used for looping and n is the variable to store the input value. Okay, they are the module level variables. Now for the command button click event, I have to write the code. So first we have to fetch the value from the input box. So what is the input which is provided by the user? So n is equal to, I want to store the input value from the text box to variable n. So n is equal to val of, val function will convert the string to integer type. So val of, what is the name of the text box? The name of the text box I have taken as txt input. So val of txt input dot text. Then once the value or input value is fetched in and stored in one variable, we have to implement. So for I is equal to, I is the counter variable for the for loop. I is equal to start is 1 to end is n, because we have read the n, that is last, that is number input, up to what number it has to print the pattern, up to n number, means n is the variable where the input value is stored in that. So I, that is I equal to 1, that is start to end is n. So and step increment is 1 itself. By default it will be 1, or you can specify explicitly as step 1. And if it is 1 only, no need to specify, because by default internally the for next loop will be having the step increment value as plus 1 itself. Next, for, we have to start the another for loop because it is a nested for loop. For j equal to 1, 2, that is 1 is the start and end is 1 to I. I will explain the logic why I have taken y. Okay, then step increment is again, it will be by default 1 itself, no need to mention that. Then print star, we have to print what? Star, right? So print star, within the double quote it is print star. Then we have to loop the jth, that is the j loop has to be repeated. Next, see here, whenever we are using the multiple for loops or nested for loops, we have to mention the counter variable for the next statement of the loopings for next loop. So here what particular loop has to be terminated we must know. So I have to mention the counter variable here. So I have to terminate here the jth loop. So next j. Then after that print I. The I value has to be printed because the number has to be printed right after each of the pattern of star. At the end of the line the number has to be printed. For the first line 1, second line 2, likewise. So print I value. Then after that print space. Then we have to terminate the ith loop. Next I. Okay. Just observe the output. I will run the application and I will provide the input as 3 and click on the command button. Yes, it is displaying in this manner, that is star 1, then star 2 stars, and again 2. Yes, so what I will do, Yes. Now can you see the output? I have written what? I have changed what? For the print method, in the double quote, I have written the star and I have ended this with semicolon. Okay, if I delete this semicolon, you can observe the output. 3. See, first star is printed, then next character is next line, then again star, star, and again the next line, the 2 is there. So what happens here? If I, that is, write semicolon here and run the application for input number 3, see, 1 star with number 1, then 2 stars with number 2, 3 stars with number 3. It means that when you write the semicolon for the print statement, it will be continued. Okay, I will just explain here. I will just change here and I will provide the space here. Okay, so that it can be displayed well. You can observe the pattern clearly. Yes, fine. Now I will explain the code here so that you can understand well. So first, the execution will start from here. It will declare the variables. Then when the command button is clicked, it will start n is equal to val of, that is txt input dot text. It means that it is going to fetch the value from input box, and if it is string, then it will convert it to numeric value using the val function, and that will be stored to variable n. Then for loop will be continued for I is equal to 1. Initially, what is the value of I? I equal to initialize to 1, and it will check whether the I value is in between this range, that is 1 to n. What is the value of n? If we have provided n as the input, that is, if we which just assume that we have provided number 3 as the input in the text box. So what is the value of n? N will be equal to 3. So it will check whether 1 is in between 1 to 3, whether the number 1 is between 1 to 3. Yes, it is in between 1 to 3. So this condition is true. So then it will go for the execution of the next statement within this ith loop. Then for j is equal to 1. So j is initialized to 1 here, and it will check the condition whether the 1 is in between 1 to, that is I. What is the I value? I value is 1 here. So whether j's value is in between 1 to 1, yes, j value is currently 1. So it is in between 1 and 1 itself. So j is equal to 1. The condition is true again. So what happens? It will execute the next statement, that is print star. So now star will be printed here on the that is form. Then next see here, star will be printed, and next j loop has to be repeated here. So the control will come here again. Then j has to be incremented by 1 because the step increment value by default it will be 1. So j now becomes 2. So it will check whether 2 is in between 1 to I. What is the value of I here? I is 1. So whether 2 lies in between 1 to 1? No, 2 is greater than 1. So 2 is not in between 1 to 1. So the condition fails here. So jth loop will end here. Jth loop will terminate here. Okay. Then print I. What is I? I is initially 1. So 1 will be printed here. Okay, 1 will be printed. If you remove this semicolon, what happens? 1 will be printed on the next line. Okay, hence I have written the semicolon here. So 1 will be printed. Then what happens after that? After 1, so we are going to provide the space here. Just we are providing the space. Okay, then after that, next I. So what will happen? The ith loop has to be repeated now. So I will be incremented by 1 because step increment value is by default 1. So I becomes now 2. So it will check whether 2 is in between 1 to n. What is the value of n? 3. Okay. So now 2 is in between 1 to 3. Yes, it is true. So it will execute the next statement within this ith loop. So j, for j equal to, again it will be now initialized to 1 itself. So it will check whether 1 is in between 1 to I. What is the value of I now? 2. So 1 is in between 1 to 2. Yes, the condition is true. So it will execute the next statement within the jth loop, that is print star. So star will be printed, 1 star will be printed. Next after that jth loop has to be repeated. So j will be incremented by 1 again because the step increment value. So j now becomes 2. So it will check the condition whether 2 is in between 1 to I. What is the value of I now? I is 2. So it will check whether 2 is in between 1 to 2. Yes, 2 is in between 1 to 2. The condition true. Again, it will print what? It will print star symbol. And again, next jth loop has to be repeated. Again, it will come here. The control will execute the jth loop. J will be again incremented by 1. So now what is the value of j? It is now 3. So it will check whether 3 is in between 1 to I, that is I value is 2. So whether 3 is in between 1 to 2, no, the condition fails. Hence the jth loop will terminate and it will execute the next statement here, that is print I. What is the value of I in this iteration? I is equal to now 2 because this is the second iteration for the ith loop. So I, that is print 2. 2 will be printed on the form in the same line. Okay. Then print blank. It means next line. Then what happens? Next j. Next I. So what happens? The ith loop has to be repeated here. So I now becomes what? Again increment by 1. I now becomes 3 in this third iteration. So again it will check whether 3 whether 3 is in between 1 to n. Yes, n value is 3. So 3 is in between 1 to n. The condition is true. Now see the for loop, second for loop, that is jth loop, will be executed. So for j is equal to 1 again, then 1 to I. What is the value of I? 3. So it will check whether 1 is in between 1 to 3. Yes, it is in between 1 to 3. So print star. First star will be printed and then jth loop has to be repeated here. Okay, so j now increment by 1, j becomes 2. So it will check whether 2 is in between 1 to 3. Yes, 2 is in between 1 to 3. So again print the second star in the same line. Okay, because semicolon. So again jth loop has to be repeated. So j is again incremented by 1 because step, that is step increment default by 1. Now j becomes 3. Again it will check whether 3 is in between 1 to 3. Yes, 3 is in between 1 to 3. So again print the third star pattern. Okay, then again jth loop has to be repeated. J will be again incremented by 1, step increment by 1. J becomes now 4. So again it will check whether 4 is in between 1 to, that is I is 3. Whether 4 is in between 1 to 3. No, 4 is not in between 1 to 3. So the condition fails there. So this jth loop will terminate. Then print I. What is I? I is, this is the third iteration, right? So I is now 3. So print 3 in the same line. Next print blank means it will go for the next line. Then next I, the ith loop has to be repeated. I was initially, means I was previously 3. Now again next I, in the sense I has to be incremented here, step increment by 1 default. So now I becomes 4. It will check the condition. Is I is in between 1 to n. N is 3, the input, the text box input. So I value is 4. Whether 4 is in between 1 to 3. No, 4 is not, the value 4 is not in between 1 to 3. So the condition fails here. So ith loop will also terminate now and it will terminate the program. It will end the procedure here. So this is how the application works. You can observe here one more time. I will run the application and show you. This iteration or this example I have explained by taking the input value 3. Okay, this complete tracing I have done by taking the input value 3. If I provide the input 3 and print pattern, see, this is how it actually works. And if I provide the other number 6, then print pattern, it will work in this manner. Okay, see, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and if you provide only 2, then this is the pattern. and if you provide 8 or if you provide 5, then this will be the pattern that is going to be printed. So this is a journal program for BSc Computer Science students. Now if I erase this one, just observe here, if I just remove this code, what happens? Run the application. If I provide 3, so what you can observe here, if I write this particular line of code, what will happen? It is going to give a blank space or a blank line. Okay, if you remove this print statement, that is empty space here, it means that it is going to leave a blank line, blank space, a blank line. Okay, after printing each of the that is lines, it is going, each of the pattern lines, it is going to leave a one blank line. If you just don't want to leave the blank line, then remove this one and run the application. You can observe the output here. I will give the same output so that you can understand the difference here. So now I will just give the 4 as the input. Print. See here, after each of the lines there is no gap. Okay, immediately after first line the second line is printed, after second line the third line is printed. If you want to provide some gap between the lines, then what you can do, just observe here, print blank. Now see, run the application. If I give the same input 4, now observe here. So what it has done, after first line it has given one line spacing, then second line is printed, then again space, single line space, then third line is printed, then again space and fourth line is printed. So this is the journal program for BSc Computer Science students to print the pattern.